One question that is drawing attention from investors is whether Palantir is becoming one of those rare companies where the business story, the political story, and the stock market story all collide at the same time. According to a May 18, 2006 report, U.S. Office of Government Ethics records showed that President Donald Trump bought Palantir stock in March 2026, made at least 7 separate purchases, and then publicly praised the company on Truth Social on April 10th. And the article says that those purchases were estimated at between $197,000 and $530,000 US dollars, and that Palantir's shares later moved from 128.06 to 152.62 by April 22nd after the post and a volatile week in the market. This is why this story matters. It is not just about one stock purchase, it is about what happens when a company already tied to artificial intelligence, government contracts, and national security suddenly gets pulled into a bigger public conversation. Reuters reported that the Trump Organization said the investments were handled through fully discretionary third-party accounts with no role from Trump or his family in selecting investments, and that White House officials said there were no conflicts of interest. To understand why investors keep watching Palantir so closely, you have to understand the big trend behind it. Palantir sits right in the middle of the AI boom, not in a way most casual investors think. This is not a company that simply sells a flashy chatbot or a consumer app. Palantir's pitch is that it helps governments and enterprises make faster, better decisions using data and AI. The company describes its software as powering real-time, AI-driven decisions across critical government and commercial enterprises, from factory floors to front lines. Reuters also noted that its software is used by U.S. government and commercial customers to integrate data and automate operational decisions. That matters because the world is moving towards more automation, more data, and more pressure to make decisions instantly. Reuters recently reported that Citigroup raised its global AI market forecast, saying faster than expected enterprise adoption could push the market beyond $4.2 trillion by 2030, with roughly $1.9 tied to enterprise AI. In other words, the big money in AI is not only in consumer novelty. It is in the businesses and institutions trying to automate work, improve productivity, and reduce costly mistakes. Palantir is trying to position itself exactly there. So, what does Palantir actually do in plain English? Think of it as a system that helps organizations make sense of chaos. And that's where investor excitement comes from. Palantir is not just riding a trend, it is riding a trend with real-world use case, and that combination can create a powerful market narratives. Now here is the part where the story shifts from hype to realism. A headline about a president buying a stock can grab attention, but it does not automatically change valuation math, business fundamentals, or long-term return potential. This is why investors have to separate the story from the numbers. That cost disclosure is interesting, but it is still only one piece of a much larger puzzle. The real question is whether Palantir can continue turning momentum into durable earnings power and long-term growth. And this is where the valuation debate becomes important. When a company is already priced like a major AI winner, expectations can become enormous. Even strong growth can disappoint a stock if the market expected perfection. Reuters noted back in 2025 that Palantir shares were already reacting sharply to AI enthusiasm and upbeat revenue forecasts, which shows how sensitive the stock has been to expectations for a long time. In stocks like this, the problem is rarely whether the story is exciting. The problem is whether the story is already fully priced in. This brings us to the key question investors should ask. Not, can Palantir become important? Because it already is important. The smarter question is, can it keep growing fast enough to justify what the market expects? That's a very different discussion. One is about possibility, the other is about probability. The market always cares more about the second one. The bull case is still compelling. First, the AI trend is real and broadening. Reuters reported that the companies across industries are pushing deeper into enterprise AI and that enterprise adoption is a major part of the overall AI opportunity. Second, Palantir has a strong foothold with government customers where trust, security, and long-term integration are harder to replace. Third, the company is already proving that its tools are used in real missions, not just demo videos. That is a meaningful advantage in a world where many AI companies are still trying to prove they can deliver practical value. If you're benefiting from this video so far, please let me know your thoughts, and also please like, share, and subscribe. So there is also a narrative advantage here that investors should not ignore. Palantir feels like one of the few companies that has a foot in both worlds, the commercial AI race and the national security world. Reuters reported that Ukraine is expanding its use of AI in war and has launched a project with Palantir called Bravo One Data Room to develop AI based on combat data to help intercept drones. This gives the company a very unusual identity in the market. It is not just software, it is a software with geopolitical relevance. That kind of position can be extremely powerful but also invites scrutiny. The same qualities that make Palantir attractive to some investors also make it controversial to others. Wired described the company's military-style branding and the way it embeds employees into organizations, while Reuters reported Palantir's tools are used to defend and intelligence, and that the company's AI is deeply tied to military and government operations. So, for some investors, Palantir looks like a strategic AI platform. For others, it looks like a company that comes with heavier ethical and political baggage than most software companies. This is why risk matters so much here. The first risk is valuation risk. When expectations are high, the stock can fall even if the business is doing well. The second risk is competition risk. The AI market is crowded and every major platform, cloud provider, and enterprise software company wants a piece of the same growth. The third risk is execution risk. Sustaining rapid growth for years is hard, especially when the company is operating in such a visible and politically sensitive space. And that is where the stock market gets ruthless. So now let's come back to that for itself. The reason Trump's Palantir purchases drew so much attention is not only because of the dollar amount, it's because of the timing. The disclosure reportedly showed purchases in March, then a public praise post in April, and then a later move in the stock. That sequence naturally raises questions, even if the official explanations say the trades were handled independently and no conflicts exist. This is exactly the kind of situation that feeds both market speculation and public skepticism at the same time. And from the storytelling perspective, that is why this headline works so well with investors. So the strongest investing answer is usually not the loudest one. The strongest answer is usually the one that holds both excitement and discipline at the same time. Palantir may be one of the clearest ways to play the intersection of AI, defense, enterprise software, and real-world operations. At the same time, that does not mean the stock is cheap, safe, or guaranteed to keep outperforming. Strong businesses can still become weak investments if the price gets too far ahead of reality. And so, with this Trump announcement, we could see Palantir hit 900 in the coming years, 5 to 6 years, as it is at the intersection of AI, defense, and enterprise software and real-world operations, whereby it is becoming one of the most important software both in the government and in the commercial sector. Let me know your thoughts and what do you think about Palantir remaining as one of the most fascinating companies in the AI era, with real customers, real momentum, and very unusual position in both government and enterprise markets. What do you think about Trump's disclosure? And please remember, God loves you and gave his only begotten Son, that whoever believes in him should not perish but have everlasting life. See you then in the next video.